up lonely too and went hunting for a snack. The night air smelled warm and dry. I wasn't sure why I'd felt such a chill in the room when I woke up. I let the quilt fall to the floor. I looked past Harry to our wheat fields. They rustled in endless silver waves under the moon, but the stalks were weak and not as tall as they should be. If the drought didn't break, we'd be out a year's harvest and the lines in Papa's face would get deeper. Mama would sink even quieter, Margie would get angrier, and I'd be fine. Harry pressed his face against the screen and I pushed my hand against the shape of him. He chirruped. The house was silent. I listened for the soft splish-splash sounds of Mama soaking in the tub down the hall, but she must have gotten out while I was asleep. Or maybe she dozed off in there. It wouldn't be the first time. Thunder rumbled, and I realized I was squeezing the fossil tight in my right hand. I hadn't noticed I was still holding it. I frowned. If there was thunder, there should be clouds. And if there were clouds, the moon wouldn't be this bright. "Go back to the coop, Harry," I said. "Papa's gonna feed you in a few hours." Harry closed his fan, bobbed his head, and jumped to the ground. And that's when I saw the Dimetrodon in the vegetable garden. 2. I dropped down and pressed my back against the wall. My breaths came fast as I tried to understand what I'd seen, but there was no making it make sense. Turning around slowly, I inched back up until my eyes were just above the sill. Yep! There was a reptile the size of a full-grown alligator with a large sail on its back and 4 stumpy legs standing in the middle of our tomatoes. It was a Dimetrodon. No question. The sail was a dead giveaway. I'd scribbled in enough dinosaur coloring books to know it on sight by age 3, and by age 5, I'd known it wasn't a dinosaur at all. I stared at the rest of it. The long tail, the legs thrust out to the side like our modern-day reptiles, and the long, beak-looking jaw. The only thing that had me doubting myself was the fact that Dimetrodons hadn't walked the Earth since the Permian period 270 million years ago. The Dimetrodon ambled behind our leaf-littered trampoline toward the fields. A moment later, it slipped through the fence posts and disappeared into the wheat. I stayed there, frozen, as the old clock down the hall ticked out the seconds and minutes. The longer I stayed put, the less real what I'd seen felt. After enough crickets had sung through their symphonies, I figured it was safe to move. Grandma West, rest her soul, used to make up her own homespun wisdoms, and she'd pretend folks had been saying them for years. It was her voice I heard in the back of my mind just now. "Haven," she'd said, "trouble's like a fly ball. You catch it best with your eyes and hands open." I couldn't explain the Dimetrodon, but I'd seen what I'd seen, and there was only one thing to do now: investigate. I pulled on my boots. They pinched my baby toes, but I hadn't grown into Margie's next biggest pair yet, and pulled my hair back into a ponytail. My pajamas were just some old gym shorts and a hand-me-down Texas A&M sweatshirt, so count me dressed for adventure. I took the fossil with me, for luck. I glanced outside, but there was no sign of the Dimetrodon. As I stepped out into the hall, the house made strange sounds. The clock seemed louder at night than it ever was during the day, and the floor creaked beneath my boots. But first, I needed to get back up. I pushed Margie's door open. "Em, you awake?" The room was lit in purples and greens by the revolving geometric colors of her computer's screensaver. She didn't answer, and when I spotted her under her rumpled plaid comforter, I saw the big headphones over her ears and the bug-eyed sunglasses on her face. She'd fallen asleep wearing her sensory armor again. Together, the headphones and glasses blocked out the whole world, including me. I could go wake her, but I wanted to live to see my 12th birthday. I'd have to go this one alone.